Hey party people, it's Megan. Let's talk. So I hope that this video finds you well. It does find me well. I'm not gonna fib though, it's like a mixed state of emotions. Like, I was laughing before I got on here because God just kind of like bulldozed me with a lot of things, and I was like, oh, okay, so I know what the next video is. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like, yeah, some of what I'm gonna say is definitely like 100% biblically based, but also like I'm gonna be real with y'all and let y'all know how I actually feel, okay? And so the last 2-3 weeks, God has kind of just been highlighting my narcissistic abuse, right? And I think I said that in the comments in one of my videos, because one of y'all was talking about a situation you had going on or whatever. And I've been talking to a sister in Christ about it, and so I remember on Facebook a couple weeks ago being like, y'all, like, one day I'm gonna open up more about the different things that I have experienced, whether in a romantic relationship or with women that I've had to be around for whatever reason. So whether it was school or whether it was the workplace, like I always seem to encounter that Jezebel spirit. And last year, when I was really like just trying to figure out why certain things happen, why I keep finding myself in certain positions and stuff, you know, God led me to the story of Elijah and just his dealings with Jezebel. And y'all know that was something he was stressing with me, with the warnings and everything, right? Like, stop entertaining her, down to the sexual immorality, right? But just also worshiping the false gods, like all of that. And so he had me kind of reading up on that so I can understand, like, biblically, like what I was up against, why I keep coming against it. And so I would say in 2019 is when I was just feeling it from all around, right? Like my relationship and it being so draining, and like, why do I want to kill myself? Like, not understanding that. And then just like the hostile work environment that was created, right? And during this time, me and my sister's dreams both picked up, right? It's not like we haven't always been gifted in dreaming and all that, right? But Morgan sees, like, shout out to my sister, she will see like rats and stuff, and I will see snakes. And so I know when I see snakes, like, something is up. And so for the last 2-3 years, I have known that. And so I would probably say, like, a few months ago when I wasn't on here making videos, I had dreamt of 2 extremely large snakes. One was in my house and one was trying to get into my house. And my sister was the one who pointed out the one outside of my house trying to get in, which in real life, that's exactly what happened. And I remember just waking up and being so disgusted because the snakes had other things inside of them, right? And so, like I'm telling you, like, I don't just have dreams like that for no reason, right? And so fast forward to where we are now, and I told y'all the other day I had 2 visions and a dream, but I was like, the other vision was about witchcraft, and I wasn't sharing it that day. I didn't even know if I was going to share it on YouTube anyways, because I felt like it was specific to me, which now that I think about it, it wasn't. But sadly enough, even in me saying that, I have been seeing different words and different things about, like, your enemies are like really like right in your face. You don't even know. Like, I've been seeing stuff like that, and I've been praying, like, Lord, you know, expose what's going on to your children, thinking that I was not necessarily going through that again, because I went through that last September, right? Like, it seemed like every September this be happening, and that's something I had pointed out to my mom and my sister. Like, I be cutting folks off every September because folks is weird. That's really how I wanted to start the video with y'all, because I know I get on here and do prophetic words, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Like, folks is weird. When God starts blessing you and stuff, folks just be acting weird. It's not even on no you know, like, prideful or anything like that. Like, you just peep it, right? Like, you know, like, you do notice the folks who notice everything you got going on but don't congratulate you and stuff, right? Like, but you watching me like a hawk. Like, you think you got a PhD in Megan. Like, I don't like that. Like, I've never liked that. Like, that's weird behavior to me, okay? And so, look, my millennial is starting to come out. And so, you know, just understanding I'm in a season where God is truly favoring me. Like, he truly is blessing me. Like, he's doing all these things, and y'all know favor ain't fair, okay? It's not fair. And so just being mindful of that, and just, you know, being on the lookout, but still not thinking like nothing weird was happening, because I thought I already went through this, and God had already did away with all this weird stuff. Like, I went through it at work, I went through it with my relationships, I understood what I was dealing with. Like, Lord, I'm not gonna do it no more. Like, I've gone through all that. Okay, so what I've been realizing in the last few days and even this morning and just this week, it's been so heavy on me and it did not hit me until this morning. Like, why have I been feeling like this? Because God showed me, right? But just understanding, like, listen, when you are chosen, when you are anointed, because we've been talking about Saul and David, and we're gonna come back to that, but like, you the one, baby girl, hate gonna come with that, okay? Like, or sir, you're not a baby girl, but you the one, hate gonna come with that. I don't know who says that in a song, but you the one, hate gonna come with that, okay? And it is just period. And I was even watching a word this morning about, like, can you carry your gifts? And you have to know that that comes with that. And so me having to deal with it so periodically, I feel like God is like pruning my heart in the situation, because it used to be, or in the situations, because it used to be like, oh, my feelings are so hurt when different things would happen, and then it went from that to just straight cussing folks out. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like straight cussing folks out. And I knew if you brought that reaction out of me, like, something is not right, because like that's just not even how I act. And so now I was laughing this morning before I got on camera, because it's not even so much as I cuss somebody out. It's just like I peep it, like, let me go over here, because you are clearly not for me. And I think a lot of the times we try to like ignore the red flags when God does show us somebody's hearts, intentions, and thoughts and stuff towards us, and we just kind of ignore it, or we try to be the bigger loving person. Like, yeah, you can do that, but that doesn't mean that they're not still actively trying to come against what you got going on. And even in me saying that though, because he wanted me to make sure I said this in the video, no matter what somebody is trying, what somebody is scheming, what somebody is, their jealous, envious thoughts, whatever the case may be, no matter what that is that we all know to be witchcraft, no matter what that is, it don't have no power over you. It don't have no power over God. It only has the power that you give it. And so me going through the spiritual warfare training and stuff that I've been through, like, I know I have the power to tread on snakes and scorpions, to overcome all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall harm me, period. So even him exposing these different things to me this morning, I think that is why I was laughing, because it was just kind of like, oh, you tried it, Satan. And even though, yeah, like, I might have been not aware this week and falling straight into it, you still don't stop what God is doing in my life. It does not matter. You still don't have the power to delay anything, especially now I'm aware of it, because y'all know I will go ham in the spirit. Like, I've been telling me, like, I'm a spiritual shooter, period, okay? A spiritual shooter. Like, me and my sister's joke is, like, I don't go out unless I'm with the shooters, right? And we do mean like physical shooters, right? But okay, I'm a spiritual shooter. Don't play with me. And it's kind of like, once I realized that, because I understand I'm protected by the blood, I do envision myself walking around just like covered with the fire that can't be penetrated, like a fiery hedge of protection. I do envision it that way. But when I actually recognize what's going on, the warfare and the protection that I to go against it, besides just being protected, but once I actually understand what's going on, I start praying against these things like it's a wrap. So even in me saying this, and even if you find yourself in a season or in a moment today or this week or next week, because like I said, I haven't seen the words, I was like, is this for me? Know that, okay, be thankful that God showed it to you. He's exposed it to you. Now you have even more lessons in that area, because again, like, you the one it's just gonna come with it. This is a part of us being chosen, being anointed, okay? We do better, and we learn, and we do better moving forward. So he wanted me to make sure that I said that. Okay, so now that I've been talking for 8 minutes, because like, I'm not in my feelings, it's just like, wow, like, okay, so let me go to the actual vision. The other morning, I was like falling asleep, and I told you I used to have visions when I fall asleep or when I wake up, and God showed me 4 different things. And even in him showing me the 4 different things, I was like, why are you showing me this? Because me just thinking I've arrived, like, I don't have to deal with this no more. No. So the first thing, hold on, I want to say them in the right order too. The first thing he showed me was a snake. And so I was already like, oh Lord, like, what's going on? Because I haven't dreamt about snakes in like some months. And it was a little snake though. And so that stood out to me, because usually they're bigger. And I think that even speaks to where we are now, you know, on our journey, on our walk with him, where us understanding our authority. Like, it was a little snake. Like, I'm not gonna say it was like a little harmless garden snake. It was just a smaller snake. Like, it wasn't no big old poisonous snake like I usually see. And so it was trying to wrap itself around something, trying to. Now, was it kind of succeeding? A little bit, but I did notice in God showing me, like, it wasn't like how I usually see the snakes. The second thing he showed me was devils with a mask on, like kind of like a demon with a mask on, and I knew it had a mask on, and I was like, whoa, like, why are you showing me this? And so then I tried to like go back to sleep, because it was like every time I opened my eyes and I would try to come up out of the vision, he would put me back in it. So then the third thing he showed me was an evil eye, and I don't mean the blue thing, which I'm gonna talk about that too, but I just mean like it was a big old eye just like glaring, and I was like, whoa, like, why are you showing me that? But again, folks be acting weird. They will watch everything you do, everything you post, and be like sitting over there mad, hating, sending bad thoughts your way. That's all witchcraft, okay? All of it. And so he showed me the evil eye, which later led me to look into the blue evil eye, which that's witchcraft. That's not of God, okay? And then the fourth thing he showed me was a seducing sexual spirit in my ear. And I was like, okay, now for real, why is he showing me this stuff? And so in that moment, he was like, you need to pray. And I did pray. I prayed for myself. I prayed for the other specific person he told me to pray for. And so I was praying, you know, like, Lord, expose what needs to be exposed. Show us the people who don't have genuine intentions and they do got a mask on and they up in our face smiling and stuff, because we know that's characteristics of certain things too. So expose that to me, Lord. Show me the people who are watching me with an evil eye, because I was so big, like, you just watching me with horrible intentions. Like, that is so weird to me. And it's weird to me. Look, my thing missing. It's weird to me because I don't act like that. So it's weird. Like, I don't know. And then the fourth thing, like, that was a little bit more straightforward, self-explanatory. Like, we don't need to be out here intertwined with these seducing spirits. But the fact that it was in my ear, like, I knew that meant something. Like, it was like whispering in my ear. And I can't even really tell y'all like sweet nothings, right? Like, it didn't come off like that. Like, it was just very seductive. And we know that that is also witchcraft, and that's manipulation and all of that, which I've been feeling that in different areas. And it hasn't even been like, it's just been so straightforward. It's just been kind of like, why do I feel weird about this encounter? And what's tripping me up right now, and that's how I'm seeing like the difference. Like, it's one thing if you're like that woman who get on my videos and you be talking about my hair, or you just be mad and cussing me out in the comments or whatever. It's one thing to act like that. Like, I don't even know you. Okay, that's a stranger. It's a different thing when it's like friends or family, or when it's like somebody that really be in your face, like they fool with you and they don't. Like, it's weird, right? And y'all know whenever you pray those prayers like, God, remove people that aren't for me, do all that, like, he does that. And so the other day when I had prayed expose it, I kid you not, like, it was like a number of conversations, and that person just kept telling on themselves. And I remember thinking, like, do they even realize that they're doing this? Like, which brings me back to Saul and David. Okay, so this is kind of where I am now. Saul liked David at first. Okay, let's talk about that. Saul liked David at first. It wasn't until he began to see him as a rival and stuff. And Saul knew, like, I believe in my heart, he knew that, you know, God favored David or whatever. And so it wasn't until then when, you know, Saul is rejected and David is anointed as the new king and all that, Saul tried to kill my mans. Y'all, like, I just made a video about this, not understanding that that was still going to play into what was going on now. He tried to kill David, right? But you already liked my mans, but now you don't like my mans because you don't like that he has been chosen, he has been anointed. Again, you don't want hate gonna come with that, okay? Like, we just kind of gotta accept it, keep pushing. And so that's weird, right? Because, but I thought you liked me. Like, that's where it'd be like, like, I thought we was cool. No. And so, they telling themselves, again, because I told you all week it's just been like, what? But in that, we know in that instance when he is trying to kill David, God allows a distressing spirit to fall, a distressing evil spirit to come over Saul, so that David could see his heart's intentions. And I feel like that's why that was happening this week, because it was like, I don't even think they realized what all they have said to me this week, and how it's like some stuff like, I can't unhear that. No matter how much I think I like you, no matter how much I think you my friend, like, I can't unhear the things you've said. And so what's been happening is trying to like make me feel like I'm disqualified for the position, right? Like, they could do it so much better. And even in, like, I don't like weird behavior, right? Like, I just don't. And it's kind of like, okay, well, you do what God is telling you to do. Like, why are you so worried about what he got me doing? And it's always disguised as concern. Always. Like, I'm even thinking back to like my work situation. It's always disguised as concern. The devil comes as an angel disguised as light. Like the mask, all that. Like, it always plays out like that. And so the last thing, because I've never been in a season like this, and y'all know in my dream where I said Esther has to go first, and I told y'all, like, I got to the room, I realized I got to the room late. The other girls was in there crying. They knew I had to go first, but I knew they felt away. And I even said, like, I think that was jealousy, envy, because with, like, a lot of us, God is expediting our process, like, and we really are just like boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. He's sending us on about our way. Like, we've gone through an expedited process. But even with that, he reminded me of the prodigal son, the brother, and how he acted. Like, he been out here doing whatever he wanted. You just gonna bless him like that? Please, no. We have brothers and sisters in the body who act like that. They don't think that you deserve to be where God has placed you. You don't deserve the blessings or the favor. But guess what? The one who oversees the blessings specializes in repossession. And what did he do to Saul? What did he do to Saul? So even for the people acting like that, you need to check your heart, because he will reject you for trying to act like that.